Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to another live stream / recording session. Today is April 12th if you're watching this in the recorded format, and we've got just a little bit of work to do here. Let's see, we need to trade out some quests. Let's see, play 30 warrior class cards versus win 2 games with a druid or a hunter. Let's get rid of this one. We didn't get the best trade, and I do believe I actually traded a 50 down to a 40. Deal 100 damage to an enemy heroes, play 30 warrior class cards. This will be the first daily quest we've had since the deck rebuild that builds around playing warrior cards. So that'll be interesting, and then play 50 mage class cards. So this should be a shorter live stream in general. We also have the tavern brawl, so let's start with that. What do they want us to do today? Valyria has stolen spells from every class and filled your deck with them. Each minion summons a random minion of the same each spell. Okay, this is the one where you cast a spell, and whatever spell you cast, you get the same cost of random minion. So this will be interesting as far as the live stream. The past, almost every live stream I've done up to this point, people have gotten on. Loki particular has been very good to get on. I assume he's just got a lot of free time. So we're playing as Valyria. We didn't even have a chance there. But other people certainly are getting on too. It usually occurs though that people hop onto the live stream a little bit late into it. I'm not sure I'm even going to go an hour and a half here. My news board is full, but it's really stretched out to be full. And I put a lot of things that normally I would just not mention on the list. And so that's also an issue. I could play the coin and use the weapon there. I don't see that as a reason. I went through my collection of cards and decided to mark all the new ones as not new because there was a bug that changed that. Deal 2 damage. So do I want to do this? I think I do.
Job's done.
So now I've got a couple of characters and a different weapon. Deal 3 damage, put this deck into... put a roaring torch in your deck that deals 3. Got a lot of spells going on here. Ooh, who's this guy? Divine Shield Taunt. Damage dealt to this minion also hurts your hero. Interesting. Can I combo anything here? Not really, so we do this, this, and then this. And see, now this is the perfect character to have in this quest. Let's just kind of go through the news here. If nobody gets on, like, in time, then this is going to be about an hour and 30 minutes at most, and that's fine. I have plenty of extra videos from other live streams. I'm just getting further and further ahead with that. The editing, certainly, I do recognize when we start seeing some of those releases, is gonna be an interesting thing, because it's very possibly gonna look a little bit different on with the HD version, since I'm using a simplistic program called MP4 Splitter and MP4 Joiner to cut one long video into different sections. OBS by itself doesn't really have a way. Well, it probably does, and I just don't know it to break the videos apart in the middle of recording. So when I look at the videos, it seems like the first frame is just black because they're trying to find a keyframe that's missing. The audio seems to mostly work, but I really won't know until somebody else watches it. 2 damage to all enemies? Sure. Then this. And then what?
Boom! Bomb! Away!
They're gonna kill my guy. Darn it. Let's just start going through the news, I guess. Because of this, Alan Wake Max Payne developer Remedy is going to return to PlayStation development after 10 years. So, I mean, after 10 years, though, I think that puts them right where they probably decided not to make any PlayStation 3 games. Or maybe they made one early PlayStation 3 games, then they stopped, and now they're making PlayStation 4 games, which makes a lot of sense, honestly. Transform your mana into 2/2 things. Deal 1 damage if it kills a draw a card.
That's not a valid target.
I can't do that. I can't target him either. So I'd have to do something like this. Then this.
No. Trust me.
Then deal 2 damage. Do this. And do I have anything else I can do? Nope. So let's just kill this guy in the turn. The Rick and Morty virtual reality game is coming out for VR, Oculus and Vive on 4/20, April 20th. With the April Fool's Day sneak peek of the new season of Rick and Morty, there's a lot more interest in Rick and Morty, personally, for me and for a lot of other people, because we all kind of knew the next season was going to come out, but frankly, I'm still waiting for the next few episodes of the Venture Brothers, which they take so freaking long. I just don't even know if they're going to make any more or not. And so, yeah, the fact that it actually came out on April Fool's and now we kind of know when the next season is, that'll be interesting. Unfortunately, it's kind of like the Doctor Who series, where when the new series comes out, we're going to all enjoy it and love it, but the truth is, it's also going to represent just the beginning of something else, because we'll have to wait after that season for another incredibly long amount of time. And the only thing they can really do about that is throw more money to pay more animators to maybe use the system that South Park does, and get those comics turned around pretty fast. Simpsons, on the other hand, doesn't really do that, so they have a schedule and they come out consistently when there's a new Simpsons episode, but they don't really reference things. The only thing they could really do is maybe get a little bit smart and cheeky about ADRing, doing audio replacement of one line or so of a relatively new reference. Set the minions attack and health to 10. Okay. How about that?
Put your faith in the light.
So, what really gets me, I don't know why they threatened at the end. You've already lost. What really gets me about the Rick and Morty VR thing is more of just an element of I would really like to see some of the at least moderately good VR games somehow turned into regular games, and see if we can pull away from VR, since in my mind VR has completely failed at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if every single card here is just going to get turned to dust, but that's kind of where we are at with getting classic card packs. Yeah, all 5 of them get turned into 40 dust, which gives me 100, which the only things I could craft, let's see if I just go all cards and go into crafting mode at 100. I probably could find something to craft with the new expansion. But I don't know if I would want to. Journey to Guru. Battle Cry, trigger a friendly minion's death rattle. See, I'm a little disappointed in my money situation, and I'm giving it a thought here. I opened up 50 packs. I did really good in opening up those 50 packs, but I kind of wish I could have opened up 100 packs. And because of that, while there definitely is the temptation of spicing things up and doing arena runs and trying to win, I'm not at that point right now where I should. I should consider it after playing a lot of ranked play and a lot of just standard and wild gameplay. If I find my decks somehow start to win a lot, then I guess it doesn't even matter with arena decks. Yeah, that's kind of the thing is, it's not about my decks needing to win more. It's about me personally needing to be a better player and winning in arena things and being able to focus and do that. And until I can do that, I don't know how we fix this. There's one more we can do. There's about 4 characters I could make with 100 dust. Well, I could unlock, and that's kind of how I look at it, is if you craft the first one, that it probably unlocks something in the Hearthstone servers to tell them that, alright, you can give a second copy to that guy for a lot cheaper. So I've already paid for one arena, but I kind of want to be at 100,000. Like, not 5,000 in 4 months when we're in the expansion. I kind of want to be at 100,000. And if I can even get up to 15,000, that would be even nicer. Because whatever the next expansion is, unless they start doing something amazingly obvious with it, I don't know if the next expansion is going to be any better or worse than the one we got. Let's see. Let's do warrior cards. And because of that, let's see, weapons is probably not the best warrior card class. But enrage, let's see, or taunt. Let's just play enrage taunt. So yeah, I'd like to see VR things fixed. I want to get up to 10,000 gold, and then maybe at that point I'll see if we're gonna open up more than 50. Even the Hearthstone themselves seems to only imply that you should start with 50 when you're opening it, although in reality I think you're somewhere closer to 30 or 400 packs to get everything just in non-gold versions. But maybe there's some way you would get ahead of the curve. Like, if I had all gold versions of classics right now and I continued to get classic packs in games, in just weekly tavern brawls or such, then that might go towards dust that might be very useful to get in the next expansion. But yeah, that's all up in there. Microsoft is moving on the news. Microsoft is adding a self-service refunds almost exactly like Steam's, I think. If not exactly like Steam's. You have in 14 days and 2 hours of gameplay window. So you both have to
It's time for a little blood.
you both have to let's go ahead and do this. That was probably a waste of the coin, but whatever. You both have to get the automatic refund, which I assume there's also a non-automatic refund. And this is for digital Xbox and Windows 10 purchases. You, in 14 days, have to play less than 2 hours, which is fair enough. It is worth pointing out that this isn't just Steam doing this and causing competition to do it, which that is part of it. This is actually consumer protection from Australia. And it's a great, yet another great example of just why the United States doesn't have enough consumer protection, in my opinion, and other countries are forcing United States companies to do better. So, thank you, Australia. Although Australia does have some problems with video games, that's not it completely. Let's see. The Clashing Cow says live W chat. Which live chat? Okay, yeah. If you chat, we'll chat. That's what I said. That's what I meant.
Strike.
And see. So, the automatic refund thing, I imagine we will see Sony follow course. I imagine Amazon's service will follow course. And once we have, like, Amazon.com doing somewhat similar for their game launcher, at least, maybe not their entire website, and let's see, whenever a menu takes damage, gain this.
Be thirsty.
Who can we kill?
Strike.
There we go. I'm doing a lot of things that are playing cards, but not getting very far there. Yeah, I imagine after Microsoft and Sony and probably Amazon all follow suit with automatic refunds, because they all see the writing on the wall that Australia is gonna just force them to do that anyways. Then they're going to after that point add the refunds. It's a good move. More refunds happening. This also maybe in the long run kills short independent games that aren't that good. I still think that most people aren't going to bother to even go through an automatic refund if the game is good and they actually have any reason whatsoever they want to keep it. There may be a young contingency of people that are given a small allowance on Steam, or people from much poorer, impoverished countries that would see getting refunds as a way of counterbalancing how much they spend on services. But all of the services have said also that they're gonna keep a keen eye on this automatic refund system, and it's not designed, right now at least, to encourage people to trade in things after trying it for 2 hours. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually it comes straight down to somebody releasing services or adjusting their services to say specifically that actually, yes, you can just play as many games as you want for 2 hours and we'll refund it automatically. And then it would become this almost like Netflix service, except for more expensive by far. And we've seen things like that already. Let's see, let's just play this. And this, I should have played this card while I was here, because I might lose. And all I'm trying to do right now is play cards, and this deck that I'm playing is a 0% win ratio, which tells me that it's not worth playing. And see, that's kind of why I would need, well, no, that doesn't even help me either. I would need to just be looking at the actual other app, the main window of Hearthstone Deck Tracker, so I can look at the stats in the decks. There was a news article that said Overwatch matchmaking is making MMR changes less aggressive, and I'm looking at this article and I'm saying to myself, what's MMR? When you're writing a news article, you have to explain things like I assume maybe that's matchmaking ratio, something like that. It's some kind of matchmaking ranking or something, if I was to guess. But since the title of the article didn't tell me, and I scrolled down in the article, that didn't tell me. A Nintendo Direct live stream is happening April 12th. This is one of those almost not news stories, frankly, because while it's an announcement of an announcement, it is also open to the public versus what you normally have, or what I normally see in examples like this is
Strike.
they announce that they're going to announce something to not the public but the newspapers, and then the newspapers write a story about that announcement that the newspapers themselves are going to announce later. And that's certainly a different thing. A small patch came out to Zelda Breath of the Wild to patch infinite arrows and the Wolf Link amiibo giving 20 hearts. Now it only gives like 3 hearts. So that's certainly something they've done. Here we have some fake news. Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer was quote-unquote leaked. I'm just gonna come out straight and say it's fake news there, because these trailers are not getting leaked. They are intentionally being leaked because that is a better way for the newspapers to write a story about it, and it is a better way for the video game publishers to get the message out. Like, the thing about a trailer is there's very little reason why you would not want it out as soon as it's done. So the only way you could tell me these days that a trailer was actually leaked and that anybody actually cares that it came out early is if it was a unfinished, halfway done trailer and the video and the audio and it was all messed up and ugly and stuff, and that's just not how it's done. So the idea that it's leaked yet there's complete security and we've never seen an unfinished trailer come out, yet as soon as it's done and it's around the time that the game should be announced, it gets magically leaked is ridiculous. This is perhaps conspiracy theory, in a sense, but on my part. But yeah, I don't believe it. I think it's just fake news. I think it's clickbait. People won't apparently click on links that say this trailer is out, but they will click on links that say this trailer was leaked. Moving on in that element, the Overwatch Insurrection trailer leaked too, quote unquote. From now to May 1st, there's this PvE / co-op mode going on. So if you're playing Overwatch, that will be interesting. Uncharted The Lost Legacy is coming out August 22nd for not PC though, I don't believe, so that one kind of sucks. If only I had a Wind Fury left. I should have lost by now, but he's letting me play. This will be our last game for this recording. And see, we've gotten about a third of the news done, and that's about right. This may very well be a short thing. I've already said that. That's good news for me though, because I have some motivations, or at the very least I have some aspirations to record a lot of video. I'm trying to get Borderlands 1 completely finished, and I'm certainly having a weird issue there because I think I've mixed a lot of what was in Borderlands 2 in my mind into Borderlands 1, and so I might be a lot closer to finishing Borderlands 1's main story than I think, which would be fine because I would like to play Bayonetta, although there is a problem. Like, Bayonetta did get announced, it's out on PC, but it is also published by Sega, so there might be that slight problem where Sega does the Content ID thing. Sega and Nintendo have been known in the past, and Nintendo still consistently uses Content ID, so I don't know if I would start playing that game and realize that like none of it can be aired, it's all going to be blocked, or if it's all going to be monetized by Sega, or what might happen there. There is also a slight argument that I'm too late now. If I was going to play the game, I should have live streamed it as soon as possible. That is technically true. Like, you need to get the game the second it's out and live stream it to get the most amount of views as you can. And so by the time I even purchase the game and start playing it, it'll be old news, and if I try to schedule anything, it'll be really old news. But it runs beautifully on PC with just maybe a couple places with some issues that I think maybe one patch would fix it. And also MSAA doesn't seem like it does anything. So the anti-aliasing right now doesn't seem like it's doing anything. I'll talk more probably about Bayonetta because I am motivated to play it. I don't know if I really have time to play it though. Well, we've made actually a considerable amount of progress here. Like, I play a couple of mage games, a couple of more warrior games, and we'll be done with all the daily quests. And then if nobody has any comments or questions that they put in the chat, we'll be done for today. If you're watching live, please stay tuned. Otherwise, as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.